Well, good morning, good morning. Casper and I are here to say good morning to you. Let me know where you are and that you can hear me okay. Casper's not eating the microphone. We're glad to see you. Good morning, good morning. There we go, from Hollywood or from some guest room somewhere. All the way from Idaho. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you this morning. Trust Garnet is watching from Virginia Beach. Good morning. Casper, do you want to come back up here? Come on, come back up here. Come on, say hi. There you go. We're going to get ready to go. Hey, Dave, welcome from Idaho. All the way from Hawaii. Aloha. And nice to see you this morning. Santa Paula. All right. Good morning from Boise. All right. Good morning, good morning. There's the Casper boy. He's getting big, huh? He's going to be a year old in 2 days. Can you believe that? Casper's going to be a year old. All right. All righty. We got about 30 seconds to go, and we're going to ring the gong and open ourselves up. Good morning from Las Vegas. We're glad to see you this morning. It's time for Coffee with Casper. Casper's going, he sort of waits as all things set up to jump up here. Good morning from Oregon. Nice to see you this morning. It's Tuesday. It must be Coffee with Casper. There, bring them on camera. They've been on already. Where's the mountain dog is over here? He's getting older. It happens along the way. All righty. Let's see if we got the time. Here we go. It's 8:30. So let's everybody get ready to take a breath, and then we're going to go into an affirmation, and then we're going to talk about how we make those things actually valuable in our lives, meaningful. All right, here we go. Everybody ready to take a deep breath? Take a deep breath into your heart. Let it flow into your heart center. And we're just going to give ourselves this 20 minutes to be together, to look for an idea, an inspiration, a thought that maybe we haven't had before, or maybe we have had before, but we'll see it again in a new way. Now we're going to invite this truth into our lives right now. Good and more good is mine, and ever-increasing good is mine. There is no limit to the good which is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it. I experience it. It crowds itself against me, and then I open and it flows through me, and then it multiplies around me. I'm so grateful this is my truth. I let it be, and so it is. Good and more good is mine. So here's how this actually works, and here's what we want to... I got a question. Is Casper still here? Casper's over here wandering around. He'll be back. There was a wonderful book written by James Allen a number of years ago called As a Man Thinketh. It's born from a biblical quote out of Proverbs. And the quote is, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what we mean by that, when we talk about thinking from our heart, if we were to translate that in terms of mental science, what that means is thinking from my heart means it is in my subconscious and I believe it. And then you see that statement also that came from the master teacher Jesus, it is done unto you as you believe. And of course, the wonderful thing about that is it's not done to you as you think you believe. It's done to you as you are actually believing. And so here's where this, as a man thinketh in his heart, is when we allow that belief to flow all the way into our subconscious mind, which is a feeling thing. When we really believe something or know that we see that it involves our heart, yes? So there's a knowing that sinks deeper than the mind, and it is this heart knowing. And this heart knowing is the place where we believe. As we believeth, so is our experience, right? So what we do is we set up all these beliefs, like that incredible statement, in an infinite universe, In an infinite universe whose impulsions is love, the one life, the one power, the one truth is everywhere present, and it's equally distributed, and it's available to the consciousness that perceives it and invites it, yes? So what we're trying to do is get ourselves to the place where we perceive it and invite it. So this good and more good idea, if there's an infinite universe and it's infinitely good, then there can't be amount of good that you would run out, because if you get to the end of infinite, there's more infinite, yes? There's no such thing as the end of infinite. It's always there. So this idea, just the concept of good and more good is mine. There's no limit to the good that is mine, except for the limit of the belief system that you put on it. There was a wonderful bunch of books written by an author by the name of Richard Bach. He wrote the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which was followed soon by a book called The Reluctant Messiah, and several other wonderful and interesting books. But in this, in his Reluctant Messiah book, the character who was an awakened soul, accepting his good and allowing that good to move from him into the world, he had picked up this mystery novel, which was basically the Guide to the Universe. And in the Guide to the Universe, there's a saying, it says, forget everything you said before the word but, right? So let's look at an example like good and more good is mine. We'll say, but I don't know where my good's going to come from this week. So whatever I said before the word but gets canceled out by the word but. We say, well, this is one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. But wherever you put your but, that's where that good is limited. So all of us have a smaller part of ourselves. This is the small self. We are always talking about the I am consciousness. That part of me that's born in the image and likeness of the One, as a divine and eternal expression of the One, an aspect of the One. I am a divine and eternal expression and aspect of the One. So my unique personality counts. Now, let's look back. Remember we talked about the law of the pendulum. That was discovered in the 1665, and now science has seen that when you put pendulums on the same wall, even if they're moving in different directions, they will eventually, soon, synchronize and be moving in the same direction. So what is that telling us about the nature of the universe? If pendulums swinging this way and that way, even opposed pendulums are swinging this way and that way, and then left in short order to natural order, they will begin swinging together. What that principle has announced is a lot of things about the function of waves. As we know, as you might remember, that quantum science now suggests that all things begin with a consciousness. The consciousness forms a particle from a wave, that all potential is waves. So we see that this natural order of waves to be in synchronicity is an announcement from the universe, announcement from cosmos, announcement from energy, announcement from intelligence, announcement from source, that this is the nature of the universe itself, that it moves in oscillations. And it's when consciousness acts upon those oscillations, those waves, that particles exist and then matter forms after that, right? So you and I, yes, we have a body and the body is matter, but the consciousness behind the body is what's bringing forth. So when we say, I am radiant, vibrant, dynamic health, everybody allow that to run through your consciousness. I am radiant, vibrant, dynamic health, born in the image and likeness of wholeness. Now, as soon as we say that, then we look in our body and we go, oh, but my neck is tense, or I have an ache, or something's going wrong with this part of my body, or I coughed, or is that a temperature, or am I sweating? All of those questions after we say, I'm radiant, vibrant, dynamic health, are a form of but. I'm radiant, vibrant, dynamic health, born in the image and likeness of One, but. And each one of us is drawing the lines according to where we put our own but. Yes? So one of the things we need to work on, particularly this week. Remember, again, we're talking about these oscillations that are happening, these swings that are happening. And here, as we are approaching, we're in election week, and as we're approaching election day, right, 1 week from today, we see all of these swingings going on. Oh, this terrible thing is going to happen. And if this side wins, this terrible thing is going to happen. And if this side wins, this terrible thing is going to happen. And oh my God, oh my God. And what happened to one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all? Right? The answer is what happened is the but. It's your butt and my butt and this group's butt and that group's butt and everybody's butt is limiting this divine idea. But behind that is the natural tendency, the tendency of the pendulums to begin to swing together, to find harmony and union. And so regardless which side of this fence you are living on, it doesn't really matter so long as it does matter that you follow your heart and then extend that into your right to vote. That really matters. But it's not going to be this way or that way, because the greater idea, which is liberty and justice for all, as we've spoken about for many weeks, no matter what we're doing with it, that divine idea is the divine idea behind this nation. That's the divine idea of Lady Liberty. That's the divine idea of all principle. That this nation was born to be a light, to be a beacon of potential in the world. Doesn't mean we're doing it perfectly, but the divine idea is perfect and it's whole and complete. And that divine idea, we got the Santa Ana winds blowing here, so things are blowing around, and give me a second, we're live outdoors. There we go. So it's not so much about whether the potential is, it's where we, each one of us, are putting our butts. So what we know is we have chosen, each one of us, I'm sure, has chosen in our heart the direction we would like to see the nation going. What we need to know is that the greater good, with the overriding principle, is this principle of synchronicity and finding harmony in all of the different points of view. So what if you were to imagine a clockmaker with all of these grandfather clocks all over the room? And some of them are swinging this way and some of them are swinging that way, but they've been now sitting in this room for a while, and now pretty soon they're all in sync. All the clocks are moving in the same direction. All of the pendulums are swinging in the same direction. But it didn't change the individuality of every one of those clocks. If one clock had an ornate face that was made of gods and goddesses, and another clock had an ornate face made of angels, and another clock had an ornate face made of trees and forests, and another clock had an ornate face made of images of the stars. Those clocks, even though they would be swinging in the same, with the same synchronicity, their individuality doesn't change. Their individuality is still their individuality. They're still unique. And this is the truth about each one of us. We can have our unique point of view. We can have our unique personalities. We can have our unique way of seeing things. But the larger truth is we're in the one as the one, interconnected with everybody and everything. And every little thing I do, think, say, do, and feel is affecting the whole that is my experience, and is affecting the whole experience on Earth, and ultimately the whole experience in the cosmos. Yes? So you and I are part of this good, and so long as we recognize that underneath, the Bible also says, underneath there are the underlying arms, yeah? Underneath there is that which holds us, and that which is guiding us, and that which is unfolding us, and leading us according to the voice of our own intuition toward a greater good, toward that fulfillment, that idea that we came in here to do. Because we came from the light, we put on a coat of skins, and we'll return to the light. We came from the light with a purpose, and we put on the coat of skins to discover that purpose, and then to embody that purpose, and then to bring that purpose forward into expression. And it is not going to be hung up by this election or any other. The overriding idea of life and liberty and equal justice for all, a beacon of freedom, the ability to pursue happiness, the opportunity for renewal is always there. And it will be there through the end of next week and through the end of when the election results are known. And we need to know that underneath they're the underlying arms. And so each one of us is responsible for knowing that this nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, will persevere. And so will liberty, and so will justice. And we will get better at it as we grow forward and learn of the interconnectedness of all things. And we realize that we're drawing from an infinite wellspring, not a limited wellspring of finite resources. We have the capacity to regenerate, to renew, and to create forward. And it's all based on the underlying patterns of harmony and synchronicity, always with the infinite variables of what we're choosing into form, and always with the infinite variables of where we put our butt. Forget everything you said before you heard the word but, because after but is what you're really believing. I believe that I'm whole, complete, and purpose, but I'm over 60 years old. I believe that I'm whole, complete, and purpose, and forget the but. I'm whole, complete, and purpose. I believe that I'm radiant, vibrant, dynamic health, but forget any buts. And this is the truth about me, regardless of appearance. I believe in the infinite potential to be healthy, wealthy, and successful and fulfill my purpose. But where's your but? Because the but is where you need to be working. Wherever you throw in that but in your own awareness, in your own consciousness, that's what's slowing you down. That's where you're good. As a man or human thinketh in their heart, so are they. As you are believing in the deepest levels of your subconscious mind, that's what's being created through the automatic connection between you and all of life. I believe in the direct connection between myself and all of life. My consciousness is creating my experience because my consciousness is directly connected in the one, as the one, with the one, for the one, forever. And how much of it I'm aware of is my choice. So here's how we create in a new way. In the midst of all of the separation that appears to be happening, is we move past the separation into the greater idea of the purpose of this nation for the benefit of the whole planet and all nations and all people, and recognize that we can fulfill it by simply knowing the truth about our great intent, which is to bring more peace and love and honor and justice and integrity into the universe. And that's your intent as you go to the voting box. And that's your intent as you decide how you're going to vote on all of these different issues that are before us in the various states, in the various parts of the world. And then we know that the United States is part of the whole, and that what we do in the United States affects all other nations, not just adjacent nations, but all nations and all continents and all people all over the world. So we have to decide that we're a beacon of light. We have to decide that that Statue of Liberty and all the glory that it stands for, which was the honoring from Europe to us, our ancestors to us, of the great work of light bearing that we are doing in the world. We, the citizens of the United States, when we open to be an avenue of that greater good. Yes? Then we are bringing forth light. You and I know we're bringing forth light because you're watching Coffee with Casper. Who's watching this show all around the world? Light workers. People are looking about how do I adjust. So the lesson today, the idea today is where's your but? And how can you forget everything you said before the word but And how can you change that but? I'm radiant, vibrant, dynamic health, born in the image and likeness of the One. Now, I'm allowing that health to move in every cell of my body now. Good and more good is mine. There's no limit to that good. I'm allowing it to be because the nature of the One is limitless and I am one with the One. And I'm beginning to change my mind about wherever I put my butts. Yes? So this is how we work it. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever the good is that you're conceiving in health, wealth, love, or purpose, whatever that good is that you're conceiving, put love and joy around it, feel love and joy around it, and then ask in faith believing. So it's not like, oh, I know the greater good is coming to me, and oh, please, please, please. No, you have to ask in faith to giving. I know the greater good is coming. I know I belong to the One. The One is wanting me to have this good. I'm asking, knowing, believing this good is coming to me. I'm putting love and joy around it, and it is coming to me. I'm putting love and joy around my dreams, around my goals, around my ambitions, and that good is coming to me now. I am partnering with the universe. The universe is bringing that good to me and through me. Yes? And that's how we do it. We surround it with love and joy, and we get off of our butt. Yes? Let's forget the butts this week. Do not go, oh God, it's going to go this way, or oh God, it's going to go that way. Let's go with life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, equal justice for all, freedom, caring, compassion. These are universal qualities, and we cannot run out. You cannot run out of I care for the good of the nation, and I care for the good of the world, and therefore I care for your good just as I care for my good. And there is no limit to that good, and I'm going to let the law of that which is behind me, the law of harmony, the law of oscillations, which brings all things into sync, I'm going to allow this powerful law to operate in my life this week. Let's all of us get off our butts. Let's all of us stay in love and joy and partnership with the universe about the good, the unlimited good that we're bringing forth through our lives into the lives of everyone who's affected by our lives. It's been my honor and privilege to be with you in this day. We'll be back here next week. Let's together keep the faith. Let's stay out of the butts and transform the butts into a new and greater possibility for good in our own lives. Until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light. Casper, come on. Come here. I invite you to go in. Come on up. In the light. As the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surrounds you. And the pure light within you guide you on your way. Bye for now.